Pete Clark here with the 2018 AP Computer Science A FRQ 2B. 2B says to write the word pair of this method, num matches. This method should return the number of word pair objects in all pairs for which the two strings match. So again, if we had two separate string objects with the same values, we're going to count those. So those are valid. As you can see, and later on we had red because the same value was repeated more than once. And basically what we're going to do in num matches is count those. So we're going to alter the code segment, or after the code segment has executed, we're going to return all pairs. After the constructor has executed, all pairs will have the word pair values as seen below. But then after we call num matches, it returns 2 because there's 2 repeats. So we need to loop through and we need to compare the word value matches. So first off, we want to count it. So I set up my counter variable. And honestly, when I do stuff, when I code and I set up the count, I like returning it right at the beginning. And you can write it down int count 0 at the top of the page and return count at the bottom page. Because if you forget to return, that happens a lot, that's like 1 point off. That's not good. So I'm going to loop through all the elements in the array list. So normal loop, I equals 0. I less than the size of all pairs. And again, it's dot size because we're using an array list. And then I++. Okay, so every time we get something, every time we loop through a new one, I want to get that word pair. I'm going to say current is all pairs dot get I. So I'm getting the current one. I'm going to get the first and second one. I'm going to say first equals the current dot get first. And I know current is a word pair. And because it's a word pair, that the way to access the first word is to use the method get first. So I have to use the method accessor, the accessor method. Same thing for second. Is the current ones get second. So I want to get the first and second strings. There's only 2 strings in a word pair. A pair means there's 2. And now I want to compare them. If the first one equals, and I have to use the dot equals method because it is a string, it's an object. So I can't use equals equals, I have to use the string comparison equals. I could use compare to as well, but then if that is true, I'm going to count plus plus, increment the count by 1. And then I already have the return count, so I'm done. So again, set up the count, return the count, loop through all pairs, so all pairs dot size. And I know you can probably have fewer lines than I did, but I like setting it up. I get the first one, or I get the current one. I call it current. Then I get the 2 strings using get first and get second accessor methods. Then I use a string compare using equals, seeing if these 2 strings are equal. If they are, an increment count. So that's a 2018 AP Computer Science A FRQ number 2B.